Guide to Mothering. She reached for the baby with grabbing hands. "I'm quite all right," Greta said, waving the nurse away. "You can leave." The nurse seemed caught off guard with this abrupt dismissal, looking at Frau Strom with a furrowed brow, before scanning the parlour and asking about her husband, but Greta ignored her, kissing the air above her baby's face as he cooed. The nurse's lips pursed. "Very well." She clicked her heels once and left out the front door. Greta buried her nose into the crook of the baby's neck, breathing deeply, getting lost in the feel of his incredibly soft skin, when she felt something crackle in her hand, something tucked in with the baby. This wasn't part of her plan, the one she had so carefully worked over and over in her mind 1,000 times. The car outside had started up, and was now circling the fountain to leave the estate, stirring up a plume of caramel-coloured dust and rock. And although Greta couldn't be sure, she thought the nurse was staring at her, studying her through the fog. Greta laid the baby down on the divan and unwrapped him from the blanket. He fussed once she'd completely uncovered him, throwing his chubby legs out in her parlour, stiff as boards, just as she pulled a note out from behind his back. She stared at the crumpled piece of paper in her hand, trying to ignore the sickening feeling of dread before unfolding it. "No," she said as she read, glancing at the nurse driving away, and then to the note. "Lord, no!" Her legs gave out, and the baby wailed beside her as she collapsed to the divan. The message was clear, distinct, and meant only for her. "I know your secret." German Protectorate of Bohemia and Moravia, June 1944. Chapter 1. I plunged my spade into the garden dirt, and Emma scooted closer on her knees, dragging her bottom-heavy seed bag. The sun shone brightly for the first time in many days, and somewhere between the third hole and the last, with a honey breeze lisping through the linden trees, and the sun warm on our backs, I'd slipped away into another world. Thoughts and breath like sands sliding through an hourglass. I swept a lock of Emma's golden hair behind her ear as she laughed from playing with a wiggly worm. "Did I ever tell you the story about the actress? She was from Prague," I said, and Emma shook her head, rubbing dirt from her hands. "Would you like to hear it?" "Does it happen before they came?" She would never talk about the Reich in a bad light outside our home, even if we were in the garden. It was our rule. "Oh yes," I said. "It happens before." I patted her knee, and we moved on to the next patch of dirt. I dug some more, and Emma dropped seeds as I talked. "The story starts when the woman was a girl, 18 if she was a day. All the local theatres wanted her to star in their plays. She had tawny hair that looked warm and golden in the setting sun." Emma touched her hair, picking a lock of it up and looking at the blonde colour. "It was an important day for her, because she was getting her photo taken by a famous photographer. She spent her morning setting her hair just so, checking her makeup, applying real lipstick," I said, and Emma's eyes twinkled. She loved the idea of lipstick. "Was she famous?" Emma asked. "No, but people told her she was beautiful." "Very beautiful," I said, and Emma's mouth gaped open. "What was her name?" Emma asked.